Welcome. This is Gentle Truths for Survivors, a quiet space where you don't have to be strong or polished or on. You don't have to pretend you're okay. You don't have to hold everything by yourself. Just be here, as you are, breathing, letting your light catch up to you. Before we even get into today's truth, just take a second. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath come all the way down. Let yourself arrive in this moment without rushing to the next. All right, you good? Let's talk. You know, a lot of us don't realize how much of ourselves we had to tuck away just to make it through certain seasons. Not because we were weak, not because we didn't know who we were, but because survival has a way of rearranging you without asking permission. There are parts of you, real, beautiful, honest parts, that learned to step back, to stay quiet, to stay small, to stay out of the way. And you didn't do that because you wanted to. You did it because you had to. Because the environment you were in didn't make room for your fullness. And I want you to hear this gently. That wasn't failure. That wasn't you abandoning yourself. That was you protecting yourself the best way you know how. Sometimes we forget that things we call coping mechanisms were actually survival strategies. They were wisdom. They were instinct. They were your body saying, "Let me keep you alive." But now, in this season, you're allowed to come back to yourself. Not all at once. Not in a dramatic movie moment kind of way. Not in a way that overwhelms your nervous system. Just slowly, softly, in ways that feel safe. Maybe it looks like telling the truth in a moment where you would have stayed quiet. Maybe it looks like saying, "I need a minute," instead of pushing through. Maybe it looks like letting yourself feel something you used to numb. Maybe it looks like choosing rest instead of proving yourself. Coming home to yourself doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be visible to anyone else. Sometimes the most powerful returns are the quiet ones. And listen, you're not behind. You're not late. You're not the only one trying to figure out who you are after everything you've lived through. A lot of us are learning how to be people again after years of being in survival mode. A lot of us are learning how to trust our own voice again, how to listen to our own body again, how to believe our own needs matter. And that takes time, real time, gentle time. You don't have to rush your healing. You don't have to rush your return. You don't have to force yourself to be whole in a way that looks good on paper but doesn't feel true in your body. Wholeness isn't a performance. Wholeness is a homecoming. And homecomings can be slow, they can be quiet, they can be messy, they can be tender. You're allowed to rediscover yourself piece by piece. You're allowed to say, this part of me is ready to come forward now. And this part still needs time. You're allowed to be a work in progress without apologizing for it. And here's something else I want you to hold. You don't have to earn your way back to yourself. You don't have to prove you're worthy of returning. You don't have to fix everything before you let yourself feel like a person again. You get to come home simply because you're you. Because you've survived. Because you're still here. Because your story isn't finished. So, today's gentle truth is this. You are allowed to return to yourself. Slowly, softly, and without rushing. Let the pieces come back when they're ready. Let the light touch the places that have been in the dark. Let yourself be found again. You're not lost. You're just coming home. Take your time. You're allowed to. Okay, love. Let that sit with you for a moment. You don't have to grab it all at once. You don't have to turn it into a task. Just let it land wherever it lands. You're allowed to take your time. You're allowed to heal slowly. You're allowed to choose gentleness, even if you're still learning how. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. I'm glad you're here. And until next time, I hope you feel held. I hope you feel safe. And I hope you feel even a little more like yourself.